gang, it's Jeff Black again from Beechmont Ford and Beechmont Ford Performance. Once again, we're out here in the garage for our next episode of Garage Table Discussion. Sometimes on discussion we'll have some serious topics, other times we'll have some guests. Today we're just going to have some fun. You and me hopefully telling stories, and the way you're going to tell your story is hopefully comment down in the comments section and tell us your story. So what I thought we'd talk about today was, I have a good feeling that almost all of us at one time or another have been pulled over by the police for something. You know, speeding, running on a red light, you name it. But I want to hear the stories about how you got pulled over and got out of a ticket or didn't get a ticket. Some of us, I'm sure, are going to have some pretty good stories. My story is a little older. It's probably from around 1985 or so, when I was in my mid-20s. A friend of mine, his family had a condo down in Fort Myers, Florida, and they were letting us have it for the week. And, it's a short drive. We were going to drive over to Fort Lauderdale all the time for the parties. And another friend of ours that was going had a brand new Camaro IROC, I guess it was an IROC Z Camaro, even though I'm a Ford guy at that time, we took turns driving this thing. So I don't know what night it was, but we decided we were going to head over to Lauderdale, and it was my turn to drive. So we're going across what's called Alligator Alley, and I don't know if you've ever been down there or not, but it's basically a two-lane highway, and at the time, I don't know if it's changed any or not, but at the time it was two-lane highway, and you could drive all the way over to Lauderdale, and there weren't any kind of lights on the highway or anything. It was pretty doggone dark. And I had this thing up to, I want to say, around, 90. It wasn't like, 150 miles an hour, but it was probably around 90 or so. And, we're young and we're excited. We want to get down there and party. And I'm cruising along, and my buddies are giving me a hard time because people are passing us. At 90 miles an hour, they're passing us. And I'm like, all right. So I put the pedal down, and I'm following this one guy, and he passes a car, I pass the car. He passes another car, I pass that car. And the next thing I know, he's going around two cars. And I thought, I can do that. I floor this thing, and I'm going around, and all of a sudden I hear my other buddy go, no. And I'm like, what? He goes, we just passed two state troopers. So sure enough, lights come on, sirens going. One goes after the guy that was in front of me, and the other one pulls me over, and I'm sweating. I'm like, oh, crap, man. I was probably hitting 120 or something like that. And so he comes up, and he comes to the window, and he says, hey, you have any idea why I pulled you over? And I'm like, maybe because I was speeding a little bit. He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons. But he said, honestly, the main reason I'm pulling you over, he says, on this stretch, he goes, there are a lot of people that fish off of the overpasses. And he goes, and at nighttime, with no lights and everything else, he says, you're liable to not see them, and, somebody could get hit and killed. And he goes, and I'm more worried about, safety. He goes, I know you guys are down here just having some fun, because obviously he'd ran our plates, knew we were from Ohio. He goes, let me run back here and run your license. And I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking, well, I don't have anything on my record, so, I'm still sweating like crazy. And sure enough, he comes back and he goes, you know what? He goes, I know you guys are down here having fun. You don't have anything on your record. I'm going to let you go this time. Slow it down. And I'm like, when he walked away, and, my buddies are looking at me, we're like, holy crap, you got out of that? And I'm like, hey, I don't know what to tell you. So, it was kind of, scary for me at that point, but in the long run, it made a great story. And on a side note, when we were heading home at the end of the trip, we're coming through Georgia at like 2 in the morning, and my other buddy's driving, and no one on the highway. Just no one. And all of a sudden, we're driving along, and by the way, he had this new fancy radar detector in the car at the time. And we're driving along, and then just boom, all of a sudden the radar detector is going beep, 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 going crazy. And we see a set of headlights pop on from the median. And the next thing you know, lights are behind us. And, well, lo and behold, it was a Georgia state trooper. Now, my buddy Jimmy wasn't so lucky because the Georgia Trooper comes up to the window and he had that southern drawl and he goes, "Bird dog didn't do you boys any good, did it?" Sure enough, what he had done obviously was he waited till we were right on top of him and he flipped on the radar gun and nailed Jimmy hard. So Jimmy didn't get out of that ticket. So anyway, that's my story. I'm hoping you guys have some good stories. Tell me what happened with you and how you got out of it, and especially you girls, tell us how you batted your eyes, whatever, to get out of the ticket. So, hey, just a fun episode today. Nothing too exciting, but let's talk about it. Give me your comments in the comments section. And let me remind you that, again, if you subscribe to my channel on YouTube, you can catch the current episodes, premieres, and obviously catch the old episodes. And that's Jeff Black, BFP Dream Builder, and, subscribe. And then also watch here, obviously, on Facebook every Sunday at noon, and we'll have a new episode. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Have a good week, and we'll catch you next time.